Okay, I'm going to send you a video now in a minute, right? This is just before we do that, all right? Because you need to sort of get the skills, all right, to be able to do this. Now, I've written out a script here, okay? And I'm going to try and get this over to you in, text format. The reason I have to write it out because I need something. I need the chessboard on the screen, so I can't do, view this script and view the chess piece code at the same time. So I have to write it out, right? So I might either send you this in handwritten form if you can read it, which is not very legible because it's just done very quickly, or I might try and type it up if you're having difficulty. Essentially, what I'm going to do is it says line 27. So what I will do, and what you must do then as well, is go to say line 27. Okay, and I say highlight this, okay, which is you highlight line 27. You'll do something like this, okay? And then once you've done that, then you will talk, all right? Now I'm going to do this so you see how I do it, but then you've got to do the same thing in your own with your own voice, not your own words though, because you're going to have this. So now at this point, what you'll do, you'll have a script in a similar way, okay? And you will have a script in a similar way, and you'll just read it out. So you highlight and then read, okay? And that way you can get most of this done using that technique. And then there's a few other things whereby we have to move the pieces, and since it's random, it's difficult, right? So I'm going to do a few videos and then we can merge them all, because we have to break this up because each stage is kind of tricky, okay? And also we have to use you create a technique for this, okay? So let me just do the first bit. So let's say you'll have this script in your hand, all right? Albeit it may well be you'll have to print it out though if you have that. If not, we have to find another way, okay? Or unless you have another computer and you can read it off. So that's some technical detail, practical side of it, okay? So there's line 27. You highlight there, which I've done, and then you read. You say, I wrote my own framework with this 3D array to hold all the positions of the pieces. Details are in the functionality document. This was the best approach for me since I was trying to modify existing code. All right, now so you'll say that while you'll hold your script up so it's not in the screen. So and you'll highlight that, right? I wrote my own framework with this 3D array to hold all the positions of the pieces. Details are in the functionality document. This was the best approach for me since I was trying to modify existing code, right? So that's how you do it. So you're going to have to you might have to do it a few times to get the hang of it. Then I have in my script line 151, right? So we have to go down to 151, okay, and say highlight that, okay? That's what I've done. So you go highlight that, then read, right? Once all the moves were scanned into the 3D array, I then mapped the 3D array onto the GUI board that was provided in the example code. I use this function map array to board GUI. This function scans through the 3D array and put the pieces into the correct positions on the GUI board, right? Now, when we highlight, and these are just small details that you'll have to get right, when you highlight the thing, you can highlight, I mean, that's highlighted down there. It's lower on the screen. But when I say highlight, can you just bring it up to the top of the screen? Because that way, when they're looking at the video, they will see all the code that you've written down here. And that's relative to what you're speaking about. So you don't have to speak as much because they can see it in context. So when you highlight, put it at the very top there, okay? So I'll do one more and then I will do the video myself and then you'll have to do it. So you might have to do it a few times. Again, there's no rush. And then when you're happy with it, send me a link to YouTube. Don't send it in WhatsApp because they're going to be too big and there'll be too many of them. So find a way to upload it to YouTube and then send me the link and I will verify that it's the same as mine. And then we can merge all the videos together. So this is the first of the requirements. It was the top of the list in the video section requirement. And we'll then merge all the videos into one. Okay, and that way that should work. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Okay. Because this it's almost a document. It's a video document which has to be broken up. Okay, so now the other one I have here is line 1352. If again I show you the script and the technique of using the mouse, etc. So it's 1352. So we have to scroll down. So you'll have to get the used to scrolling. Okay. So you'll just stop speaking while you're doing this because it's kind of difficult to scroll through this. Okay, there, and then you'll highlight that. That's what I said. Highlight valid move is true, right? And you have put it at the top of the screen, which is it's at the, see where it's highlighted at the top screen, and then you can talk then, right? So I get valid move. I set valid move to true so that the piece would be moved on the GUI screen and the code would go here. Okay, and go to this here. All right, and then you have to go 1392. You know, you wrote this script for yourself. You know, there's no reason why you wouldn't have done it this way, because there is quite a lot, right? And then this is where I picked up the drop points for the piece, highlighting that, and then I put in some words as well. So it's 1421. And then you highlight that. As I said, you have to highlight that one. So you'll have to get the hang of it, okay? So highlight user move, start X, start Y, put at the top of the screen, which it's not. So we have to move it up to the top of the screen. So again, it's going up to the top of the screen, right? So you can see everything there in that as well, which kind of helps make it look real, okay? So I fed the start position and the start X, the start position X, and the start Y, and the final drop point start X, start Y. Sorry about the names. So that sounds realistic, right? Sorry about the names. I was in a rush, and I fed the inside the user move function. I determined that it was a valid move. If not, I did not update the 3D array or the GUI. Now that was 1 minute. Or slightly more in this case, but that's what our target is, 1 minute of that. You might have to do